Come and get me!
So I, of course, just watched Captain America Brave New World, the latest MCU project, the 4th Captain America movie, and the first with Anthony Mackie as the titular character. In Brave New World, Sam Wilson, Captain America, must uncover a conspiracy put into place by a strange figure, while also clearing the name of Isaiah Bradley and preventing further conflicts between nations. Initially, I was very excited for this. Then we got the news of the very extensive reshoots and the horrible test screenings. But then they dropped that first teaser trailer and I was like, I don't know, this looks pretty good. But then the last few days, the early reviews came out and they have not been great. So when I was going to watch this, I had no idea what to expect anymore. But after watching it, it was good. It was good. It was directed by Julius Onah, and he did a fine job overall, especially considering all the production issues. The only issue that I could really think of is in the beginning, there's some action sequences that didn't look great to me. It kind of looked like slow, but then they just sped it up, and maybe that's normal, but I could really tell. I don't know, it just did not look great to me, but the action scenes definitely get better as the movie goes on, so that's good. And he seemed like, you know, he kind of knew how to direct his actors, and overall, I think he did a serviceable job. Anthony Mackie does a great job here, and I've grown pretty attached to his character by this point, so it's nice to see his progression. I think Mackie does a great job of showing how Sam has had to grow and step up after taking on the mantle of Captain America, and showing how that really weighs on him. And I wanted to quickly mention Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley, and Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres, the new Falcon. They both made their first appearances in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and build on their characters here. Harrison Ford steps in as Thaddeus Ross after the passing of William Hurt, and he does a great job. When I first heard this, I was kind of worried that it was, you know, like kind of stunt casting, just another way for Marvel to get another A-list celebrity into their universe, but Ford gives it a hell of an effort. I thought he was great. We get to see a few different sides of this character. We get to see the assertive asshole, a regretful father, and of course, the big red guy. I think the Red Hulk stuff was handled great, but there isn't a whole lot of it in here, so don't get your hopes up. And if you were wondering and maybe even worrying about how they would have Sam, kind of just a regular dude, fight a Hulk, they do a decent job of making it make sense without, you know, kind of dwarfing the Red Hulk and making him look weak. So I thought they handled that well. So yeah, as I'm sure you've heard, this movie's basically The Incredible Hulk 1.5, just no Incredible Hulk. They reference and even wrap up a lot of plot points from that film, and the main the main villain here was actually set up in The Incredible Hulk, and he finally makes his second MCU appearance here. That character, of course, being the Leader, for those who don't know. The Leader is someone I've actually really wanted to see return, and I don't want to say I was disappointed, but I was very underwhelmed. I don't want to get too specific, but his plan was so similar to Zemo's in Civil War, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I felt the Leader was very underutilized, and the way his story wrapped up was honestly kind of lame, and those final scenes when they're wrapping up his story just did not look right. Like, that actor and Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, just were not in the same room. Like, I don't know if it was CGI or they got a stand-in character. I don't know, but they did not blend it well. It did not look good. It just felt very off. I've heard people saying that they noticed a lot of those awkward things that usually are the results of reshoots in the first act, but I really only noticed stuff like that in the third act. So yeah, how I mentioned the stuff with Captain America and the Leader, that was in the third act. And also there's some other scenes, I don't want to get into specifics again, but it was clearly just Anthony Mackie standing in an empty studio with green screen behind him. It looked like shit. I'm gonna just be honest. It wasn't even good green screen. It just looked bad. But they did finally acknowledge the celestial body out in the middle of the ocean, so that was nice to finally get some answers on and see how that affects things. There is one post-credit scene, and for fans that kind of follow the news and know where things are heading and what movies are coming out, it's not going to do anything for you. It kind of just feels like it was Marvel's way of kind of trying to tease the general audience members of like what's coming out without, I mean, they haven't even shot a lot of these movies that are coming out yet. So it was their way to tease that, but it was very lazy, and I don't know. I mean, they pretty much just said, hey, we're going to be doing this. But most of the people that stick around for the post-credit scenes probably already know what's on the way. So, yeah, but I thought I'd mention it. This is definitely not a good film where I could say the MCU is going to be put back on track, but it isn't bad where it's going to set the MCU further back. At the very least, though, it's a way better fourth film than Thor: Love and Thunder, because what the fuck was that? Worst MCU movie. Brave New World rides the line of just okay to kind of good from beginning to end without ever really hitting any lows, but also never doing anything particularly great. I'd give Captain America Brave New World a 6.8 out of 10. So let me know what you thought about Captain America Brave New World, and please subscribe to join me as I talk about things like movies, TV, video games, and more, or go check out some of my other videos and shorts. I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.